Steve Jobs, born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California, began life with a story of profound modesty. Adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, Steve's upbringing in the heart of Silicon Valley shaped his destiny. As a child, Jobs displayed a deep curiosity for electronics and innovation. His father, Paul, introduced him to the world of engineering in their garage, planting the seeds of his later ventures. As a young man, Jobs was a dreamer. He attended Reed College in Oregon but dropped out after 6 months, preferring to audit classes that piqued his interest. This unconventional education path led him to calligraphy, a skill that later influenced Apple's focus on typography and design. In 1976, Jobs teamed up with his friend Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne to establish Apple Computer Incorporated. The venture began humbly in a garage, where the trio built the Apple I computer. Unlike its contemporaries, the Apple I was user-friendly and compact, making computing accessible to a broader audience. The release of the Apple II in 1977 catapulted the company into the mainstream. It became one of the most successful personal computers of its time, marking the beginning of Apple's rise to prominence. Jobs' vision for creating technology that blended innovation with simplicity became evident even then. By 1984, Jobs had set his sights on creating a computer that was as intuitive as it was powerful. This dream culminated in the launch of the Macintosh, the first commercially successful personal computer with a graphical user interface and mouse. Its advertising campaign, including the now iconic 1984 Super Bowl ad, demonstrated Jobs' flair for marketing. Despite the Macintosh's groundbreaking design, it faced challenges in the market. Jobs' intense leadership style and clashes with other executives eventually led to his departure from Apple in 1985. However, this setback was merely a detour in his illustrious career. After leaving Apple, Jobs founded Next Incorporated in 1985. Next Computers, although not commercially successful, were technologically advanced and laid the groundwork for future innovations. The Next Step operating system later became the foundation for macOS and iOS, showcasing Jobs' long-term influence on Apple. During this period, Jobs also acquired Pixar Animation Studios. Under his leadership, Pixar revolutionized the animation industry with the release of Toy Story in 1995, the world's first fully computer-animated feature film. Pixar's subsequent successes, including Finding Nemo and The Incredibles, established it as a powerhouse in Hollywood. Jobs' ability to merge art and technology became a hallmark of his visionary approach. In 1997, Apple found itself struggling. The company turned to Jobs for help, marking his dramatic return. Jobs quickly implemented a series of bold changes, cutting down Apple's sprawling product lines and focusing on innovation. His return also heralded the launch of the iconic iMac, which combined sleek design with cutting-edge technology. Jobs' leadership style evolved during his second tenure at Apple. While still demanding and exacting, he had learned the value of collaboration. His ability to inspire and lead teams resulted in a series of groundbreaking products, including the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Each device not only redefined its respective industry, but also transformed the way people interacted with technology. The iPod, launched in 2001, was a game-changer. With its sleek design and intuitive interface, it revolutionized how people listened to music. Jobs didn't stop there. He spearheaded the creation of the iTunes Store, which allowed users to legally purchase and download music. This move disrupted the music industry and established Apple as a leader in digital media. In 2007, Jobs unveiled the iPhone, calling it a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communicator. The iPhone's innovative design, intuitive interface, and App Store ecosystem redefined the smartphone industry. It became Apple's flagship product and solidified its position as a global tech giant. Jobs' philosophy was rooted in simplicity, elegance, and a relentless focus on the user experience. He believed in creating products that people didn't know they needed until they used them. His attention to detail extended to every aspect of Apple's operations, from product design to packaging and marketing. Jobs was also known for his reality distortion field, a term used to describe his ability to convince himself and others to achieve the seemingly impossible. This quality, while polarizing, was instrumental in driving Apple's success. Steve Jobs passed away on October 5, 2011, after a battle with pancreatic cancer. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lives on. Apple continues to be a leader in innovation, driven by the principles Jobs instilled in the company. Jobs' impact extends beyond technology. His story inspires entrepreneurs, leaders, and dreamers worldwide. He taught us the value of perseverance, creativity, and thinking differently. From a garage in Silicon Valley to transforming global industries, Jobs' journey is a testament to the power of visionary leadership. Steve Jobs' life offers countless lessons. He showed that innovation requires courage and the willingness to challenge the status quo. His emphasis on simplicity reminds us that less is often more. Most importantly, Jobs demonstrated that passion and persistence could turn dreams into reality. As we reflect on his contributions, we are reminded that visionary leadership isn't just about creating products, it's about changing lives. Steve Jobs' legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Let me start with the big picture. What am I trying to achieve here today? It's simple yet profound. I want to inspire you to unlock the visionary leader within you. Steve Jobs wasn't just a man who built products. He was a revolutionary force that redefined how we live, communicate, and create. He taught us that leadership is about more than just steering a ship. It's about imagining an entirely new kind of vessel and convincing the world to believe in it. Jobs' big-picture vision wasn't merely about creating the next iPhone or Mac. It was about weaving technology seamlessly into the fabric of human life. He sought to humanize technology, to make it an extension of our creativity and individuality. In doing so, he showed us that true leadership is driven by a relentless pursuit of excellence and a deep understanding of the human experience. Today, I aim to help you see that your own potential, whether in technology, art, business, or any field, is just as boundless if you choose to dream big. So, what do I hope to achieve today? I hope to plant the seeds of audacity in your minds. I want to remind you that the world doesn't need more followers. It needs more visionaries. It needs people like you to take risks, defy conventions, and lead with purpose. Jobs once said, "The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." My question to you is, are you crazy enough? Let me share a story. It's 1985 and Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was fired from the very company he helped create. Imagine the humiliation, the heartbreak, the self-doubt. But instead of giving up, Jobs used this moment as a catalyst. He founded Next and acquired Pixar, which went on to revolutionize animation and storytelling. When Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, he didn't just lead a company. He ignited a cultural renaissance. What motivates me about Jobs isn't just his success, but his resilience. It's his ability to take life's most brutal setbacks and transform them into opportunities. He didn't fear failure. He embraced it as a stepping stone to greatness. That's a lesson for all of us. What motivates me is the idea that every obstacle we face is a chance to reinvent ourselves, to dig deeper, and to emerge stronger. Jobs also had an uncanny ability to tap into what motivates others. He understood that people want to be part of something larger than themselves. When he spoke about Apple, he didn't talk about products. He talked about values. Apple's core value, he said, is that we believe people with passion can change the world for the better. That belief wasn't just a marketing slogan. It was a rallying cry that inspired employees and customers alike. What might motivate you today? Perhaps it's the idea that you, too, can create something enduring. Perhaps it's the understanding that leadership isn't about titles or positions. It's about the courage to think differently and the determination to bring those thoughts to life. Maybe it's the realization that you have the power to leave a mark on the world. Jobs' life teaches us that motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you cultivate. Let's talk about the barriers, the ones that stopped Steve Jobs and the ones that might be stopping you. Jobs faced skepticism at every turn. When he envisioned the first personal computer, People laughed at the idea of a toy for the home. When he proposed the iPhone, critics dismissed it as a luxury no one needed. Even within his own company, Jobs faced resistance. He was called difficult, demanding, and unrealistic. Yet, he didn't let these barriers define him. For many of us, the barriers we face are internal. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears can paralyze us, but Jobs showed us how to confront them. He once said, "You have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future." That trust, in yourself, in your vision, in the process, is what allows you to push through the noise of doubt and disbelief. External barriers are real too. Maybe it's a lack of resources, a resistant team, or an industry stuck in its ways. Jobs overcame these barriers by refusing to compromise on his vision. He demanded excellence and wasn't afraid to challenge the status quo. But he also knew when to pivot, when to adapt, and when to let go of an idea that wasn't working. That's another critical lesson. Overcoming barriers isn't just about brute force. It's about strategic persistence. What's stopping you today? Is it a lack of belief in your own potential? Is it the fear of stepping outside your comfort zone? Remember, the barriers are there to test you, not to stop you. They are there to separate those who dream from those who dare. Leadership, especially visionary leadership, comes with risks. Jobs asked his team to take monumental risks. He asked them to gamble on unproven technologies, to trust in a vision that often seemed impossible, and to pour their hearts into products that might fail. But he also reassured them in a way only a true leader can. First, Jobs had an unwavering confidence in his vision. This wasn't arrogance, it was conviction. When he spoke, you couldn't help but believe in the future he was describing. He painted vivid pictures of what could be, and he made you want to be part of that future. His belief was contagious. Second, Jobs surrounded himself with the best people and gave them the freedom to innovate. He trusted his team's talent and knew that if they worked together, they could achieve the extraordinary. That's a lesson for all of us. Taking risks is easier when you have the right people by your side. Finally, Jobs understood that failure is not the opposite of success, but a crucial part of it. He didn't shy away from failure. He embraced it as a learning experience. By creating a culture where failure was seen as a stepping stone, he reassured his team that the risks they were taking were worth it. The risks you're considering in your own life or work might feel overwhelming. But remember this, risk is the price of progress. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to step into the unknown. And if you fail, remember Jobs' words, sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. Let's be honest, the journey to visionary leadership is not easy. Jobs' path was anything but smooth. He faced criticism, rejection, and failure at every stage of his career. He was ousted from his own company, faced near bankruptcy, and dealt with personal and professional setbacks. Yet he persisted. Why? Because he believed that the journey was worth it. The journey ahead for you will be challenging too. There will be late nights, tough decisions, and moments of doubt. You will face naysayers who don't understand your vision. You will encounter failures that make you question everything. But here's the truth. Every great leader, every visionary, has walked this path. Jobs once said, "I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance." Perseverance is what will carry you through the hard times. It's what will keep you going when the odds are stacked against you. The journey ahead will also be incredibly rewarding. Along the way, you will discover your own strength, creativity, and resilience. You will inspire others to believe in your vision and to push themselves beyond their limits. And when you finally achieve your goals, you will realize that the journey itself, with all its highs and lows, was the most transformative part of the experience. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Are you ready to think differently, to take risks, to overcome barriers, and to lead with vision? If Steve Jobs' life teaches us anything, it's this. The journey to visionary leadership is not easy, but it is absolutely worth it. And the best part? You don't have to be Steve Jobs to start. You just have to be willing to take the first step.